Pittsburgh State University boasts a large contingent of successful football coaches, past and present, in the high school, collegiate, and professional ranks. Many of these men gained the foundation for their experience playing for the likes of Garfield Weed, Charlie Morgan, and Carney Smith. In 1959 and 1960, Chuck Shelton played football for the Gorillas under Carney Smith. By the time he graduated in 1960, Shelton became an all-conference halfback for the Gorillas, helping the squad to an 8-1 record his senior season. The Rolla, Missouri native would go on to join the coaching ranks, enjoying a highly successful career that included assistant coach responsibilities at Northeast Missouri State, Eastern New Mexico, Wichita State, and Cincinnati, as well as head coaching stints at Drake, Utah State, and Pacific. Shelton earned Conference Coach of the Year honors 4 times, as well as NCAA District 6 Coach of the Year recognition twice. Shelton also served as head coach for the New York City Hawks of the Arena Football League, and he served as an assistant coach in NFL Europe for the Amsterdam Admirals. His wide-ranging career also has included stints serving as the athletic director at Pratt Community College and assistant athletic director roles at Drake and Delaware State. He also served as an athletic consultant at Utah State. Those that know him best speak to the character, energy, and loyalty that have driven Chuck Shelton throughout the years.
Chuck Shelton and I have had a friendship, both personal and professional, that's for a time that spans 51 years. Given that, it should be easy to talk about him. If we had an hour or two, I could maybe do him justice. However, it is really hard to put into a few words the essence of who the man is. Chuck was always there for his friends and for his family. Even when you don't know you need him, all of a sudden he's there. And you know that everything will work out by sheer force of his will, if nothing else. Chuck is a man of boundless energy. I'm not sure he ever sleeps. Too many ideas, too many plans. But like the Energizer bunny he is, he just seems to keep going, to keep giving, to keep believing, and to keep getting the best out of those who know him. Chuck invented integrity, a trait recognized by everyone he has ever worked with. His coaches, his players, officials at all levels of football, the academic communities he has been a part of. His word is his bond. I know, I've been on the receiving end of his words many times. That's my good fortune, myself and my family's. He has been a mentor, a friend, and a role model to me and to countless others.
I started at Drake University in 1974. Coach Shelton came shortly after that, after my freshman year of football, and I played offense, and Coach Shelton came in as a defensive coordinator, and I knew after just being around him for a short period of time that I wanted to move from the offensive side of the ball to the defensive side of the ball. So I went to Coach Shelton and asked him if that would be possible, and he said, sure, they'd love to have me on the defensive side. So I played my sophomore and junior year on defense, and Coach Shelton was the defensive coordinator. And the things that I remember about Coach Shelton as a coach was that he was, you hear the term a player's coach, but he really had a way of relating to his players, and he just really inspired you to want to perform for him, and really didn't you didn't want to let him down, because you knew that he genuinely cared about you as a person. And I remember that after my junior year, Coach Wallace, who was the head coach at the time, retired, and I was going into my senior year and was fortunate enough to be on they had a selection committee at that time that was going to select the next head coach at Drake University. And I knew that when I was on that selection committee that the only person that I wanted to play for my last year of college football was Chuck Shelton, and was very fortunate for him to get hired as the head coach at Drake University in 1977. And at the same time, I was elected captain And he and I shared this very flattering photograph of the two of us. I'm sure that he doesn't even remember this, but this was certainly two good-looking gentlemen back in 1977. But that year, we didn't have what I would consider a great year, but I do remember that I got hurt, and so I really wasn't able to play the last 3 games of my senior year. And one of the things that really sticks with me more than anything was we were playing our last game at Southern Illinois, and I desperately was trying to get ready to play that game. And there came a point in time when I knew that I wasn't going to be able to play, and I was really crushed. But I remember Coach Shelton looking at me, and I saw the pain in his face that he was probably more devastated by the fact that I wasn't going to be able to play in my last football game as a senior than I was. And that really is an insight into what kind of coach that he was, and the fact that he sincerely cared about each and every one of us as people. And that's a lasting memory that I'll always have, was just the pain in his eyes for me. And there was a couple of his wife, Beverly, I remember, after our senior year, made scrapbooks for all of the senior players. And I don't know if I really ever had the opportunity to thank her, but that is something that I still have and I still cherish. And I think that that too was just a testament to that family, just to how much they cared about the players that Coach Shelton coached.
Shelton has made a profound impact on many individuals whose lives he's touched. Former Pitt State football coach and athletic director Chuck Broyles remembers a story Shelton told him about his former coach, Carney Smith, and how it motivated him to success, like Carney was well known to do.
Well, when I played at Pittsburgh State, you always hear about names of former players, and Chuck Shelton was one that I'd heard about. I didn't really know Chuck Shelton until I was at the University of Missouri at Rolla, and he came to the football office one day. He told me a story that I imagine a lot of his teammates, he probably shared with them, that when Chuck finally got a chance to play at Pittsburgh State, he worked hard and whatever, and he was wanting to know, I don't know if someone got hurt or whatever it was, but Chuck got a chance to play and had, a couple of touchdowns, rushed for 130 or 40 yards, and so he went in to talk to Carney Smith about maybe getting to play a lot more. And so as he went in, he said, Carney, I think I deserve to play a little more. And Carney said, he looked at me in the eye and he said, Chuck, you know what? You had a very, very good game, but you know what? Your problem is you're just not very tough. If you toughen up, you might get to play a little more.
Whether Coach Smith pushed the buttons to inspire him or he found his own self-motivation, Chuck Shelton carved out a tremendous legacy as both a coach and a friend. Today, he joins a proud list of coaching greats whose roots are tied firmly to Pittsburgh State University.
I know that I speak for myself and probably all of Coach Shelton's former players in sincerely extending congratulations for a much-deserved induction into the Pittsburgh State Athletic Hall of Fame.
It is my honor to introduce a man whose contributions to the world of football and to the field of education empower all of PSU, past and present, and future, to forever be gorilla proud. I give to you Charles Truman Shelton.
Certainly this is a special day for me. I need to share with most people who already know it that I've run into a few problems as far as some illness was concerned, and as a result of that, I can't say everything I would like to say to you, but I can remember it. I can remember every person that participated in football, regardless of where it was. People that are on this audience right now, the people have been great to me and everywhere, very dear to me. Very dear to me. It goes clear back to a high school coach who said I was the worst basketball coach he ever said, but I was the toughest one he ever had. So I ended up playing some pretty good football for us a little bit, Jim did. But the other people here that we have, again, I've had the opportunity to visit with have been people that have meant so very much for me. What they did for me is much more than what I've ever done with them. To have those people and to be with them is special. And some very special occasions I need to share with you a little bit. I remember Ren Cover, one of our better football players who ever played here. We were playing in a football game my senior year. We scored all kinds of touchdowns and everything. I said, Red, how about me? I thought I'd get to play a little bit player. He said, well, you're not very good. So as a result, I don't use you very much. I didn't appreciate that very much. And then I also need to know the outstanding impress I had on the football program. After they won a national championship, the final year right after the national championship, I graduated to school. As I graduated, Dr. Axe said, as I was leaving the conference, he said, well, Coach, he said, now that you're good, maybe we'll win another game next year. Sure enough, I lost, they won another championship. So I want you to know that made a great impression on me. The people are special. My family, wife of 56 missions, when she joined us and we started school here many years ago, she informed me that maybe this was our fourth effort to college me. I thought I had a lot of answers in those days. And he said, maybe if you don't get this done this time, maybe I should be leaving school. I think at times she wished that would have happened, but it didn't. I finally made it, and so we've hung in there pretty good. My daughter is here. Very pleased there. She was born in Nevada, Missouri, and I have some friends out in this article there that means so very much to me, that meant an awful lot as far as I was learning with people, John McKinley and Bill Lambright over there. They're in this audience, and I could just go on. I see so many wonderful things. And, you know, being someone that had a little bit of illness, I don't want to mention things. I don't want to discuss the time of Chuck Boyle. We played a racquetball team court, and I beat him pretty bad a few years ago. And I don't bring things like that, but that's close class. I have no business bringing those kind of things, but that's the truth. And there's so many people I could talk to. My daughter being here. My grandson could not be here. He's had a problem, and I miss him dearly. And my son-in-law, they're not here, but I wish that they'd been here with us. And let me tell you one other thing. Everyone means something so special to me that when I have the opportunity to be in this environment and have this type of people to talk to again, to see them again, it makes me feel very, very special about each one of them. And although I probably wouldn't name them all, we certainly have a bunch of people in here that will always mean something to me. And I want to be able to share those types of things with you. Probably the most person that has impressed me in my lead is a guy named Carney Smith, who was a football coach. And I met him, I was young. It was my fourth school. I had a bunch of other schools chewed out, so I decided to move to this one, get this one straight out. And Carney improved me. It wasn't very important to me. If I don't like it, go. If you want to stay around and do what I tell you to do, I immediately did what he told me to do. And I think as a result of that, I was able to have a little luck. I still remember Al Orlani, our trainer, and a very, very special person in my mind who really helped me get started in my career was a guy named Lon Farrell. Lon is not with us now. He was a graduate of Pittsburgh State. He meant an awful lot of as far as how I learned to coach, how I learned to be, again, certain things as many other people did. So if you take all these people and you put them all in Rusk and you put them, I don't know how anything could be any happier than what I've been. What this university is what it brings. It's not what I bring. It's what this program, which is a great school, is a great place, and I've had a great life. I can't go any further with at least saying with you that I have one of the most special family in my life, and it has been for a number of years. People have helped me would be Mott and Anita Cotton. They're in this office today. They've always been there when I needed them. We've shared thoughts with them. We've had great opportunities to be with one another. And for me to be out here just with that family is certainly worth everything that I could name. And I appreciate them, their children, Kevin, Aaron, and Kelly. Actually, Kevin played football in the college where I university. So, again, I bring nothing. They brought me everything. I'm certainly pleased to have been there. This is a very special day. And you know, the one thing that bothers about is, I wish I had the words. I don't have them. I no longer have the words. I'll get them back maybe one of these days. Please understand how this means to me. It means more than I could ever mean anything else that could have been to me. I've been lucky. I've been some places. I've had some nice honors and things because I've always been great people around me. And so I get to keep the buckets, but they're the ones that get it done. I want you to understand how I really feel, and I hope this understands you tomorrow, and I thank you for everything that happened to me today. One of the greatest days myself, my daughter, and my wife were able to be here again. Again, I thank you.